Why, hello! Good to see everyone again. It is Thursday, May 7th. Time for another special bonus Thursday video. Today we are 6 days late, but we are going to be doing a song called Mayday Carol. All grades are going to be doing this, just different versions for the different levels. So May Day is May 1st. It is a holiday celebrated around the world, but particularly in Europe and England especially, which is where today's song comes from, today's Mayday Carol. May Day is May 1st, and it's just a holiday to celebrate springtime and renewal of life. Pretty similar to Easter without a lot of the religious aspects of it. So, the maypole is one of the most interesting traditions of May Day, especially in England. So I'm trying to make another video to demonstrate, but you can see I'm here with my characters and my maypole here. They're trying to demonstrate how to do the special maypole dance. That is difficult to do when you don't have that many people around. So it's tough for my family and I to demonstrate with 2 adults, a dog, and a toddler. But we'll see if that video comes together. But anyway, back to May Day. So May Day is pretty cool. Some of the traditions involve caroling, in addition to maypole dancing and celebrations and flowers and all. But a lot of villages and towns in England especially would have their own versions of a May Day song, and they would go around to their neighbors and their friends and they would sing for them, a lot like Christmas caroling. And sometimes they would bring baskets of gifts or flowers. But another unique tradition is a branch showing that life is returning to the trees that look dead, that lost their leaves in the fall. So often this was a hawthorn branch. Hawthorn's a type of tree or hedge, and that's often used for hedges. But it's also known as mayhaw and may blossom. So it blossoms, it comes to life in May. So you can probably look around you in your own yard and neighborhood and see trees in different states of coming back to life. And so as a symbol of that renewal, this branch was brought and delivered and left outside someone's home. And sometimes, depending on traditions, if you didn't do that, it would be a slight or might offend someone if you didn't leave them that gift. But sometimes people could also send little messages. Apparently, if you left a briar branch, it was accusing someone of being a liar. Or a hemlock branch means you didn't like them, because hemlock is a famous poison from history. But I think it's a pretty neat tradition. Sorry, I dropped my pick like I always seem to do. Not even using it. I think there's a lot of cool traditions to learn about in May Day. And so this May Day Carol is a common set of words. It's actually 2 different melodies for the different grade levels. So here I'm going to split off and show you your grade level's song. Alright, grades 3 through 5. Your song is called Mayday Carol. But yours is pretty simple. It's in the key of C. Hopefully you can see it there on your page. Did things a little bit differently with the document today so I could embed the videos and the audio. Hopefully you can navigate around and use the zoom tool or your fingers on your keypad maybe, like I can, to zoom in so that you can see and find all the videos that you need. Hopefully all the instructions are there that you'll need. So you can pause now and go listen to that song and do the reading that's next to it if you'd like, and then come back and learn a little bit about it as we talk about it. So I'm going to try to sing it for you. One time, a little demonstration. wandering all this night and sometime of this day, and now returning home again, I've brought you a branch of May. My song is done and I must be gone, no longer can I stay. So bless you all, both great and small, and send you a joyful May, and send you a joyful May. All right. Probably sounds a little bit different from that recording there, so I encourage you to listen to that. One thing you might notice in the third line of the music there are two sets of notes. So in the third line, there's harmony. I chose to take the lower part. I'm not particularly warmed up right now. I'm having trouble with those high notes. I think I hurt my throat playing a silly game with my son, trying to blow a plastic ball across the room with my breath. But that's another story. But let's try practicing this together here. And when we get to the third line, I'll try to work on both parts with you. But feel free to sing the lower part like I'm doing. So I think it's pretty interesting. We have a B flat in there, or te, which is a lowered T. Okay, you see that on the word returning, and you all both right there. I'm sure you know what a flat symbol looks like, and you can see it there. All right, so let's do some solfege first. You repeat after me. So, mi, mi, mi. So, fa, fa, mi, fa. Re, do, re, mi, fa, so. So, do, re, mi. Re, do, la, so. Mi, fa, re, re, do, ti, do. So I sang the solfege for the high part there, all the way up to that fourth space E. I'm sure you can all sing it, but let's take a look at the harmony part there. So take a look at the third line harmony part, the lower part. Listen up, starting with the pickup to the third line. So, mi, fa, so. Te, la, so, fa, mi. And then continues on as before. All right, let's try it with the words. In the recording, you can probably hear the higher part easier, so I will sing the lower part, the harmony. You repeat that after me. I have been wandering all this night, and sometime of this day, and now returning home again, I've brought you a branch of May. And then the second verse is the same melody and the same harmony. Not so bad, right? All quarter notes with a couple of eighth notes there, passing tones, and then some dotted half notes for the long notes. The only tricky thing, I guess, would be the repeat signs. After the first verse, you repeat back. And actually, if you look at it and listen to the recording, the second time is an instrumental interlude. So it's a really beautiful recording, I think. There's some guitar in the background, and on percussion you have some tambourine and a nice open drum. It's very, it's kind of stately, kind of courtly to me. Sounds hundreds of years old to my ear. Because the song probably is originally. There's a recorder, I believe, or some sort of pipe or whistle. It does not sound like a modern flute to me. And then the oboe has a really neat part. I've really tried to tell, it's possible since it plays so low, that it's actually an instrument called an English horn, which is in the oboe family. It's a little bit bigger. But I think it sounds like the oboe. Anyway, the instrumental interlude the second time, so that you can continue to do a dance. So if you were singing this song, you could then focus on a different part of the dance during the instrumental and then come back and sing the third verse. The second verse on the third repeat. And there's also something pretty cool there that happens the very last time, which is in the third ending. There is what's called a deceptive cadence. So normally we go from the dominant chord, so, ti, re, fa, and that always wants to go back home to do. We're in C major, do, branch of May. Right, there's our home base chord built on do. But there's a technique called a deceptive cadence. It deceives you. Your ear thinks it's going to go there, but it goes instead to the minor la chord, which is very similar. Just one note is changed one step, but it sounds like this. Branch of May. Sort of gives it a sad little twist. And then you have a ritardando, which means slowing down. This is the last line. And before we get to that last note on the fermata, when we get to that fermata, there's a really cool suspension in the oboe part. So instead of ending on mi, the oboe part, it takes its time and dances around that mi. It goes fa, re, mi. That's called a suspension. It sounds over, but like you're still waiting for one last little bit to resolve. And there's the final chord with do, mi, and so. Alright, so we have those repeat signs. We have the B flat in the third line with the harmony, known as te instead of T. They have that deceptive cadence in the third ending, the ritardando and the suspension, all adding to a really good final finality. It sounds very conclusive at the end. And then the fermata tells you to hold out that last note. So why don't you try to sing it with me? I'm going to sing the lower part. If you'd like to make harmony with me, you can go all the way up. So, do, re, mi, re, do, la, so. I'm going to go with the lower part. So, mi, fa, so, te, la, so, fa, mi. And we've got the two verses. For right now, we will skip the instrumental interlude. We'll go repeat the second verse, and we'll have the deceptive cadence and the extended third ending. All right. I have been wandering all this night and some time of this day, and now returning home again, I've brought you a branch of May. My song is done, I must be gone, no longer can I stay. both great and small, and send you a joyful May, and send you a joyful May. All right, I hope you all have a joyful May. I encourage you to go around your house, carol to all of your siblings and your parents, singing them this song. Can you come up with your own dance? Can you find a basketball hoop or a tetherball pole or any sort of pole to try to do this maypole dance? That would be the challenge. I'd like to see that. All right, but do the reading next to the song. There's a quiz at the bottom. If anyone gets all the answers correct, I will give you a shout out in next week's video. And there's some other videos, hopefully down at the bottom, demonstrating the maypole dance. Now, I will be back when I remember what I forgot to add here, but have a great week, everyone, and I will catch you next week. Grades 3 to 5, there are some new recorder videos out there. So if you've been wanting to practice and you have been a little bit stuck, maybe these videos will help you. I made them, and there's also the practice videos that I made that if you haven't seen them yet. So check out the recorder box in your choice board. All right, enjoy the rest of your Thursday and your week, and have a joyful May.